just get blasted.
Wait, look at APG in the elimination feed. They're actually third partying with the nades. Reefus hits 2.
Yeah,
oh, that's
huge.
a huge one. I would say if you're APG, maybe just fully leaving this compound now and you just start sweeping northwest would be huge. Eliminate I8 if you can. And I think you'll just have full control of the west. And as I say that, there you go. That's an I8 complete squad wipe. That's perfectly done by APG in a circle. But what can you do when like half the lobby is sent your way? Unfortunately, I think every team has a limit.
Yeah, I mean, it's exactly what you said, is that if all the same teams have the same idea at the same time, it's going to get rough, and that's exactly what happened here, Max. But it's some good rotates coming through from APG, immediately trying to maintain control over the entirety, the western side of the map. I think that's a very smart maneuver to go for. Alextron currently struggling down towards the south side to gain any type of ground. I'm surprised that they didn't try and get involved on that northern side at all.
Ooh, that could have bounced. Which team, sorry, not involved on the northern side? Which?
HLE. I'm surprised they didn't even move up to even have a look at what was going on. They just sat down towards the south side.
I think they're looking at the player count still alive and thinking, we just want to play safe on this ridge and just survive and keep our numbers up. They still have 3 players currently alive. The thing, yeah, is just...
Yeah, but they're not playing for any wins right now.
They're not playing for big Ilim win, at least.
Yeah, they're looking to exit the group stage.
Just, we want to be top 16, please. That's what we are. We don't want to fight Alpha Gaming. That's what we want to avoid. They have 9 elims, by the way. 6 of them for Reefus. You know what? Thank you for not benching Reefus. I've been saying it that I think Reefus is underrated and he should not be benched. And I'm happy he's playing alongside top. And East is a great player. Nothing against East, but I think Reefus deserves a shot at playing because this guy really is the perfect setup player with the rest of the squad.
No, you're right. This guy helps hit all of the 3-pointers when they come through. So I think Reefus is an extremely underrated player. Just because you have such big names elsewhere, like Doc, Top, Zol, very star-studded players. And then you got Reefus. But I think that Reefus is an incredible player. As shown right there with some incredible accuracy. Yeah. Instantly taking a player down.
And I like these playing with the AUG too, because the AUG has got, if you guys know, with the attachments for ARs, the AUG has gotten buffed significantly. When it comes to long range damage, that weapon is maybe not as good as the M4 still, but it is, if you are accurate, you actually do more damage than the M4. And I think Reefus is quite confident, clearly, with his AUG skills and that recoil control. But now, actually, because of this circle, Regicide are still going to be in circle. The only team that's not going to be in a good position is going to be Halal, so they're going to be pushed over the ridge. I think what Regicide are hoping for is that APG versus Halal happens, and then they third party. This is always the case for these circles when you have 3 teams alive. Which team fights last wins, usually. And I think that's what these teams are trying to go for.
Yeah, well, APG is going to struggle because Alextron's just never going to fight. Ever.
They're going to pacifist route on this game.
Yeah, they really are.
If I can go.
ASM.
It's Reefus again. He got 8. Sure? Is he going to get 10?
Yeah, this is a ridiculous game from Reefus. He's taking it into his own hands. He's like, Doc can't do it. Zol can't do it. Top can't do it. I'll do it myself. And if that's what it takes, then make it happen. You're right. It's a weird end game where APG's not able to take advantage of these third parties because both teams kind of are unwilling to really take too many shots at one another. Regicide has to win this fight versus Alextron cleanly if they want to fight against APG. But I did notice that there was some serious lacking of ammo on the side of Reefus. He was down to like his last 40 bullets, but this is very useful. Having the P90.
Yeah. I think they shared ASM. I think they shared some ammo with him just a few seconds ago, so I think he's going to be able to spray. This actually is a circle where I'm kind of hopeful for the future, Blank, of I want to see the emergency cover flare on all the maps because this would be a perfect game to show how good he can create off angles with the emergency cover flare. I think for Halal in particular, that could be huge. But look at APG's angles on the western side. The map, by the way, is a little bit, like the position of the players on the minimap is not correct. It's like off by 50 meters, so don't use that as like a perfect example of where they are. But that 2-2 split, APG are literally controlling 2 teams at once, Blank. They're controlling Regicide with 2 players and Halal with 2 players. The 2 other squads are fighting each other. This is a third party from APG just waiting to happen.
Yeah, I mean, this is a a typical regional mistake that I see a lot of times from teams. In this situation, realistically, what Halal Exatron as well as Regicide should be doing is going different ways. Right, Regicide should push north, Alexatron needs to push south. It's their only option if they wanted to fight against APG, and it's also their best option at getting a second place. So the fact that this happens, this is a mistake from both the teams, which opens up the win for APG.
Yeah, I think Regicide, you're definitely correct going north. I think Halal Extron have literally no option. They just have to fight someone. So I think when it comes to rotates, they can't do any more rotates. One circle will go, maybe? Not anymore.
It's the case where if they move south, they still have a better chance because it gives Regicide more opportunity for APG to be distracted by them, right?
Yeah.
And if they did even try and fight APG would be the first to face versus Regicide if they came down from the north side. But it's not meant to be. It's been a pretty easy game from APG, or at least an easy game from Reefus. Made it look easy with some phenomenal plays in between.
Pmsl got the P92. They do lose top. He's in a position where he shouldn't get flushed out, so that should not give an extra elimination over to Regicide normally. Huge knock again. That is going to be normally a 10 elimination game for Reefus, and even maybe a 17 elimination or 18 elimination chicken dinner going over to APG. This is put on easy mode for them. Alpha game. Now this blank is the alpha gaming that we were expecting going into this. Top is playing, and guess what? They get a win on game 2.
Yeah, I mean...
11! He got 11!
It is a fantastic game from Reefus. I think it's a struggle where I don't know whether that was a great